hmm It's 226. You know, I just wanted to mention screenshot 59. Yeah. About conspiring to deprive Americans of their rights, moral turpitude. Moral turpitude is knowing the evil of the crimes that have been committed. Yeah. hmm And then I don't like being named a defendant when you know I didn't commit any crime. I wanted my rights. Yeah. Mhm. See, what happens is oftentimes I copy and paste email addresses, and these are from May 22nd of this year. Yeah. And it's kind of become a little game in law enforcement that we're going to completely ignore the requirements of the law. Yeah. And that way I won't be able to sue you and have you prosecuted. Um, it's unfair to the parties, the minors, and the court officers to have anyone other than the judge present at the hearing. Yes. See, the petitioner wasn't at the hearing. I wasn't at the hearing. Yes. In fact, the five minors named, they weren't at the hearing either, were they? And when you use a forgery of an ex officio superior court clerk, yes, it makes you wonder, well, who was at the hearing? Now, I'm actually wanting you to enforce the laws. And since I've been emailing, yes, I would have thought that you would have done that today. Now, since this individual is not that individual, yes. Uh-huh. And this weapon surrender form was not to be served on me by anyone other than law enforcement. Yes. And since the petitioner didn't sign this, didn't appear in court, and you didn't give me any notice, actual notice of the hearing, yeah. The point of that email is that the judge is the only person that was present at the court hearing. Now, I know Brent Baston would say, well, I just can't remove the protection order. But there is a significant problem with not having any actual employee of the court in the court at the time of the issuance of the court order. Now, I was 80% sure, yes, that this signature, is not this person's signature. Yes. So you can see here, this is kind of a straight up and down. Yeah. Well, this is a little curved right there. Yeah. And this B looks significant different to that B. And then this B with the Z right there, yeah, looks a little different than that one right there. Yes. Now it's possible, yes, that you, in your top secret corporate espionage, decided to use imposters as the actual court commissioner and the county clerk. Yes. Because this is the obvious forgery. Yes. You can see that this signature does not look anything like this signature. Yeah. Now, let's say you did. We're just hypothesizing. Yes. Let's say you are actually using a court of the state of Washington. Yes. Or both the court officer known as the ex officio superior court clerk. Yes. Was not the appointed and employed ex officio superior court clerk. Right. And let's say that it is a forgery of Brent Baston's as court commissioner. Yes. And the actual individual was an imposter of the actual appointed court commissioner. Yeah. Now, without the petitioner there, yes, and without the respondent there, it looks like you're using the courts of the United States, yes, and the actual persons that are there are not the individuals employed to be in court. Now, you wanted to say that corporate espionage is non existent. I would say, yes, yes, that if I'm right about this, right, and this person, right, is not that person, yes, and that person is not that person. Oh, and there is no petitioner there, right, and there is no protected person there, yes, and I'm not there because you did not serve me. Oh, oh, oh. And then there's the 5 minors named. Yes. They're not there. No. They're not there because their parent is not there. Yes. You know, at what age can you, as a child, yes, participate in any court proceeding? Now, I would have thought at 13, yes, you could be there and listen. True. But somehow I think that you've obstructed my sons from being able to be at any of the court hearings at any time for the last 8 years. Now, it is somewhat prejudicial, yes, biased, discriminatory. To intentionally admit as evidence Jessica Lee Hodges' declaration at 15 years of age and not give my sons the same availability of appearing in court. Now, I wanted to mention, yes, because I took some pictures today of the, well, you have to understand how criminal this is, yes. If that is really not the signature of Court Commissioner Brent Baisden, and I'm absolutely sure that is not the signature of Christy Miller, yeah, then you're actually using the courts without any authority of law at all. Now, just so we know this, yes. Decree of dissolution, yes. Non-jury trial, Judge Eric Rohr, yeah. Mail returned unclaimed. Now, findings and fact and conclusions of the law. You know, when I think about the due process rights of the minors named, not giving me notice of court hearings, yes. Not involving them in the dissolution of marriage, yeah. Not giving me a dissolution of marriage, hooch. It could be that they're in the wrong grades because they're kidnapped. And the actual perpetrators of the crime of the kidnapping, yes, they were not employees of the court. Now, it'd be like somebody took over the actual court, yes, that are not the employees. They decided to issue a court order, yes, that they had absolutely zero right to issue. And then this is being used to hold my sons hostage. Yes, because right now, somebody has taken over the judicial system of the United States. And they said they were the ex officio superior court clerk. They said they were the court commissioner, right? But they're not. Now, these individuals,